Welcome everybody to Cooking with Poppy. Today's dish will be the East meets the Midwest. We will be making a
pork
tenderloin with the spicy Thai peanut sauce. And we're going to start with a marinade for this pork tenderloin. Let's start with
a half cup
of orange juice. Then we're going to go with 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, which will add a little
umami,
followed by 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard for a little spice and tanginess, and 1 clove of garlic that I chopped up fairly fine. And now we're going to
stir it together,
and then pour it all over our pork tenderloin. Here in the Midwest, I believe we have some of the best tasting
pork
in the world, including this center cut pork tenderloin, one of my favorite proteins. And now I'm going to put a lid on this and put it in the refrigerator and let it marinate for at least 4 hours. While the pork is marinating, we have a few ingredients we need to prep, including this apple we need to get sliced up. A couple of different ways we can do it. This is probably the quickest. Now that we have that apple sliced and cored, we can put it on a plate and get on to the next step. Okay, so this has been marinating in the refrigerator for a little over 4 hours. So let's get it out and get it dried off. And we're just going to give it a quick pat dry. And then we're going to go with a couple of tablespoons of olive oil into our cooking dish. Let's spread that around. And next we need to cut the slices into our pork loin to put our apples in. I'm going to make several slices into the pork loin, about 1/3 of the way through and about 1.5 inches apart for the apple slices. One slice, 1 wedge of apple. Easy peasy pork loin squeezy.
Oh, Poppy.
Sorry girls, I just couldn't help myself. And by the way, my helpers today have been Guinevere and Arwen, my beautiful granddaughters. All right, next let's just add a little bit of black pepper and get this into the baking dish. Let's put this in the oven at 375 degrees for 25 minutes and get our rice started at the same time. While everything is cooking, we're going to mix up a nice spicy Thai peanut sauce. So let's start with 1/2 cup of your favorite peanut butter,
A tablespoon,
of soy sauce,
a tablespoon,
of lemon juice, just a
teaspoon,
of rice wine vinegar,
just a pinch,
of fresh chopped up ginger. Let's go ahead and add
a tablespoon,
of garlic that I minced like this, and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar for some sweetness. And last but not least, the heat. I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of a pretty hot chili sauce. You can use sriracha, you can use Tabasco sauce. It's really up to you depending on how hot you like your sauces. Let's go ahead and
Stir it together.
until it's well blended, and then we'll use just a little bit of water until you get the right consistency. Okay, it's time to use the
Tasting spoon.
It's sweet, it's salty, it's got a little bit of heat. It's going to be a nice complement to the pork. I've just pulled it out of the oven, and we're going to be looking for 145 degrees for internal temperature. And we're going to let this pork sit for about 10 minutes to rest before we even think about putting it on the plate. And it is at 145 degrees. We are going to let this pork just sit here for 10 minutes and rest before we plate it. That's going to make it extra juicy. I have my plate of jasmine rice. I'm just going to lay this pork and apple loin right down on the bed of rice. This pork tenderloin looks and smells absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and give this dish a very generous helping of our spicy Thai peanut sauce. And there you have pork tenderloin with apples and a spicy Thai peanut sauce. Thanks for coming, everybody. And as always,
Like and subscribe.